Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That's me, the Babbler. That's me on this revolutionary rise. Whatever it is that is happening at this time. And so, bueno, here we go. So, I am called to record. And so, here I am. Ready to record, but not ready. It's okay. Quick message. So I haven't used this deck in a while, and I felt it calling to me. It's called the Heart of the Faerie Oracle. And so I'm going to shuffle from this oracle deck and also read from the book, and then whatever, messages are transpired in between. Take what resonates, let go what does not. Welcome. If this is the first time you are here, don't judge. Do not box me in either into one type of category or spot of a type of a thing or person or industry or niche. For I am evolution, as are you. It's part of the deception in this life, right? Boxing us into this category, this label, this system, this definition, this criteria. You're here. It's about the discovery of you and the contribution that is in your discovery. Either way, welcome. I just had a choking fit. If this silence bothers you, here's some more silence for you. Breathe. Listen up. Relax. I was choking. So anyways, I was using these cards and I haven't used them in a while, and so behind the scenes before I even hit record, I'm always like bonding in my own kind of way. I don't need to do that on camera. So behind the scenes, prior to me hitting record, I kept seeing the Magician, and then I kept seeing Challenge in this deck as I was shuffling, and I was just like and then returning. This is the other time I'm seeing it. So we're like in the Magician. Okay, so the Magician returning. The Magician returning, and then Challenge, right? So I was just like, the Magician is returning, facing its challenge now as the Magician, right? 8, 9, 10, 10, 1, new after having gone through an entire cycle. Because when you start from 0, 0 is fresh, right? That's the portal of creation. Out of the womb emerges life, right? So you start your life cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? There's no new numbers after that. All there are add-ons, right? To already pre-existing establishments of numbers that are frequencies, vibrations, right? That emit into our atmosphere, stratosphere, environment, energetic ethers, whatever time stamp, continuum, space that you want to label and elaborate on, wherever you are. Right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's the first cycle of life, right? And then 10, 1, 0, starting again from the beginning, right? But if you reduce it down to one single digit, as you always do, it can tell you the frequency of the ship, right? 1, right? 1 now, that's coming in after a cycle of something being complete. Let's do it because it already went through the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. So you got 10, right? 10. So when you start at 10, which is the 1, it's starting not so fresh out of the womb with no experience this time too. This time you went through a whole cycle of experience that has been completed, creating the magician, the new, right? In this form with experience. So it's like when you see in the major arcana, and you get the magician card, you see that the magician has all the aces, right? And all aces are potentials, right? It's like the key to the door for you to enter, but you got to enter, right? You got to make use, right? So after having learned some shit, the magician is returning in a new form, being presented with a challenge, you see. Right? So it's like, what is the challenge, right? The challenge of, right? Because now this is where you'll get into progression, growth, process, right? This is how numbers can be infinite and made to be, right? Because the cycling about, imagine if you knew how many times you've been recycled here, and you'd be like, damn, how many times did I not get it on here that I'm returning, you see here, like, you know, to be the magician again, right? And the magician, shape-shifting, the queen of hearth and home, creating, right? Shape-shifting, 5, change, 7, right? I'm sorry, it's really truly choking. 2 minds. Okay, so the magician, after learning some hard shit, has returned to the beginning, right? Having to be the smith, right? You see here, he's building, right? The smith is building. So to read 4 foundations, because this is 31, this is 4, right? So the smith is building. Bond, promises, creation. The smith is as old as Faerie itself. He forges magical swords and armor for mortals and fairies alike. It is said that if your horse loses a shoe, just leave it tethered near the smith's forge with a small silver coin. When you return in the morning, your horse will be shod. As are many of the folk gifted with magical skills, the smith is lame, giving up a physical part of himself to attain a great magical skill. He is the forger of matter and the binder of oaths. If you make a promise to a beloved, he is the energy that binds the two of you together. A ring, the symbol of the bond between 2 people, is the energy of that bond made manifest. Sorry. When you exchange a ring, imagine the smith forging that ring for you, putting the energy of Faerie into every tap of his hammer. I'm gonna have to pause this. As he creates the circle that is the sign of an eternal bond. You can use the image to create a magical connection in any relationship. When you make a promise by saying, my word is my bond, especially in Faerie. And when you are especially in Faerie, you must intend to keep it. The smith is there to forge the bond for you to take back to the human world. If the smith appears in a reading, think about what you are promising to do, to be, to achieve in your relationship, and before you commit to this bond. Make sure that it is something that you truly intend to do, then let the smith forge that bond for you. Here we are, the challenge, right? So the challenge with the magician is he has every tool needed. Right? Every tool needed. All the experience. What did the magician learn? Right? From the entire process that was a cycle that had been completed, that now puts the magician in its position of now having everything needed to now begin again. But how? So it's like being in two minds, right? About something. It's like, how? I know I got every tool I need. I believe I learned every lesson I needed to learn or see. I got the right attitude to proceed. But what else is it that I need to commit to my deeds, to spread my seeds, to make manifest these visions, these things, right? That the challenge that currently challenge me at this time. And maybe you're juggling a ton of things, right? So it's like, I have too many tools. I have so many resources. I'm like data. But which way do I go? And it's just like, that's my challenge. Right? What the fudge and how the fudge and where the fudge and stuff. And so many are finding themselves looking around, comparing and contrasting, trying to find resonance, taking residence in too many shops that are not their own, and then doing nothing. Yet having every freaking tool, or feeling stuck. The challenge. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is 2, right? So the magician at 1, from that one individual perspective of new, because we each are individuals, although connected, right? But we each have to take our own will to proceed, to create whatever it is that we're going to create, right? So you got the magician stepping forward into the challenge, right? 2, right? Like being in two minds now, right? So the magician arrives. Ah, no beginnings, no times. Yes, I feel these vibes. Oh, okay. Next up, challenge. Well, How do I use this pen? Well, which sticker do I go with? Which brand? Which oracle card? Which template? Which material should I use? Which job should I choose? Which career should I embark on? How many children should I now have? What blog should I start? What book should I write? What topic should I talk about? Right? What brand should I create? You know, like the challenge. This fairy stands before you as you set off on your journey. She bars the way and demands an answer to her challenge. She asks you to be brave. She may try to dissuade you from your task by whispering undermining thoughts in your ear. She's testing you. Don't give in. Stand up to her, and she will gladly step aside and let you pass. If this fairy appears in your reading, ask yourself this question. Are you up to the challenge of a new venture, or are you too self-critical to attempt it? The challenge asks you to step up to the mark and do whatever is being asked of you. Don't let self-criticism get in the way. It's important to look at yourself, your motives, and your goals in a realistic way. But don't be tempted to listen to the voice that tells you that you're not good enough, smart enough, beautiful enough, or talented enough to attempt the task in front of you. If you are thinking about beginning a new relationship or venture, but the voice in your head keeps whispering that you're just not good enough to even consider it, remember that this is a challenge. You are being tested, so go for it, and you'll be surprised at how much you can achieve. Right? And now I'm just hearing some other things, like, you know, in terms of, because remember, this is a channel message, and there's going to be various people that come in and tune in at different times. Take the energy of the message and find your, you know, what is being conveyed to you through the divine that resonates with you, mind, body, heart, and soul, for your evolution, for your revolution, for your alignment, for your healing, right? For your wholeness vibrations, right? Take it for that. Take it for the greatness that is you, the potential that is you to reach, to align, to be all that you are, right? At this time. Don't take the example and be like, I thought she was psychic. That ain't my example. Listen to the energy, okay? Right? Right. Right. So I'm receiving, and so I'm just retrieving and extracting and sending out what needs to be sent out, right? So, like, let's say challenge, right? You are embarking on love, right? Right? And you have all before you, the love, the potential lover, the now moments that you're being present in, right? You got the PTSD of your own past, whether it be with this person or others or whatever, and just experiences from before that can be self-sabotaging in some kind of way. And so here you are, like, running away or overthinking things or living too much in the past to value the worth of the present that is now, right? Meanwhile, you have every tool that you need to proceed with abundance for you, right? To achieve the desired outcomes that you want in your full truth and alignment, right? But the challenge that you're being faced with is the acceptance of the reality that is now, right? Because you're somewhere from before, right? Catching mood swings, right? It's mood swings. Most times if you catch a mood swing, it's triggered by something, whether the actual something was harmful or not. It was still just a trigger because it brought some kind of react. It brought some kind of frequency vibration of a trigger to cause you to react, right, in a way that resonates with something from before. Like it's a recall. It's like a trauma recall memory, right? So your challenge is to go for it, right? To push that aside and get through your own fears, right? And it's funny too because even to this, I was making something on one of the cards that I made was adventure awaits, right? Adventure awaits, right? And it's just there is an adventure awaiting you on the other side once you release your own mind controlled ways of conditioned operations. What are you waiting for? If not now, when? If not you, then whom, right? Right? So then going back into the other elements of that with the number sequence of the magician, right? Having learned so much and now coming to the new cycle, right? Because it closed out an old cycle, having everything that they have to now proceed forward, whether it be in, relationships or career, your own life, personal, things that you have going or goals that you set, on your path, your journey. And so like it's like they have every single kind of thing in the world. How do I use it? Which one do I use? Which is going to be the one? How do I know? And then it becomes so, I want to pull my hair out of my head. But we're not going to do that because that's not healthy, right? So things feel like a test, right? Because you're juggling a lot of things, right? And you're leaving behind a lot of other things that don't serve you. Right? So that's part of the challenges of getting through the debris of the certain kind of things, right, that are happening at this time for you. Look at the remembrance. 10, going back to the 10, you're remembering who you are. And the juggler keeps popping up for me. So here. So you got the juggler, and then you got the remembrance. Lessons learned, important memories, heart connections, okay? Wow. When you move from one state or one thing to another, what is important to remember? Lessons learned and things achieved are important to remember as you travel along your path. Be aware of what you need to bring with you as you move forward. How did you approach a situation the last time? Look at this is 10 too. This is going back to 1. Okay? After having learned, right? This new, right? So how am I going to implement my lessons learned? Did I learn everything that I needed to learn? Right? Because I can have every tool that I need, but if I don't know what to do with these things, what am I missing? What knowledge, what valuable information, knowledge am I missing? What paradigm shift, what mindset, what frame of mind am I not on that I should be on that will have me move in the direction that is in truth and in alignment with me so that I can get through these challenges that I'm being presented with right now that trigger me to maybe act in old ways that do not serve me right. So I want to get out of that state of monkey mind. Monkey see, monkey do. Get into that rat race symbol. Out with the old, in with the new. Down the remembrance of who I am. And who you are is not like everybody else, even though we are one. Everybody got a how-to that might work for many. But what's your how-to? What's your how-to? Be aware of what you need to bring with you as you move forward. How did you approach a situation the last time? Are you still approaching it in the same way this time? Did it work? Has it ever? Right? Was it successful? Could you handle that situation better now if it happened again? Ooh, challenges, my friend. Sometimes you are going through the cycle again, not just to punish you. It's to test you. All right, now do what you should have done before. Act in accordance to the alignment that you are in now and not get hung up in the why me victim state of a mentality. We already know why you. You've learned that in the cycle from before. It's not about you. It's not personal. Right? Spiritual warfare, mind, body, heart, and soul, right? You're going to be attacked in the polarities of the ways that is going to be in the leveling of your own revolution that is happening at this time. It's not personal. It just is. That is the designer conditioning of this generational conditioning of stuff that you are a part of for whatever reason that you tell yourself at this time. That's going to evolve too, whether in this lifetime or another. Okay. So, as you look at the remembrance, what do you see in his eyes? Think of the important things you have learned in the past and take them with you to use on your new journey. Right? So, the magician, right? We have so many how-to guides because we've got magicians all over this world figuring it out for themselves in their lives, and so they're sharing it with all, right? Magician, magician, magician. It worked for me. It's gonna work for you if you do this, blah, 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 formula 2. Right? So now you got these magicians rebirthed into the new, like, what do I do? What do I do? I need that how-to. You are the how-to. Create it. And believe that there are people watching you, seeing you, not know what to do. And they wait for your clues and your cues so that they can go take your narrative too and then make do with something that they want to do with your ideas, your inspiration, that energy vampirism of creation, right? If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Because things got to get created, my friends, right? That's the justification that they give. Sometimes they say, what makes you think that, that's the we put stuff into the ethers, like it's a system, it's a puppeteering, it's a strings, it's energy, it's a shared database system, right? You want to tap into the Akashic? We're living in the Akashic. Right? So tap in. The information you want right there, my friends. It's available to you. Right? So I think something. Now, was it my thought? Let's not even go break down those processes. Was that my thought, these thoughts that come things, and is it just an energy that I'm picking up from other kind of things? Or is it mine, in deciphering in the system, but I'm not even going into that leveling of like just speech right now. It's just the concept. I think a thought. Great idea. I sleep on it. That shit is still in the ethers. Somebody taps in through a frequency vibration of another kind of thought or system, and then they tap into the thought that you threw out into the freaking ethers, right? Grab that. Oh, that's a great idea. And they run with that. Is that stealing? Those are okay. Tend to the other kinds, right? The wolves in sheep's clothing that wait for you to drop it like it's hot. Know that you don't know what the fudge to do with it. And then and they won't help you. Because they need your ideas for their work. Real talk. The juggler. Is that you? Scattered attentions, reassessing your priorities at this time because you need to get into that leveling state of mind to be a beast, savage. God is in command. God that speaks. I am creator, co-creating, in full alignment, you see. And I have the audacity to speak such things with such clarity. But this is entertainment for my own entertainment. Right? Well, just look at him. How dare he? He can balance at least 2 things on his fingers while running along from one important place to another. He's a very together sort of fairy, even though he leaves a trail of unconnected thought wherever he goes. Busily going about his business with one eye always on you. Just to make sure that you are following along behind him. Have you even asked where he's leading you? I thought not, but it might be a good thing to do. What are all the things you're following too? Okay. Thinking it's for you. He loves surprises. And he's certainly going to surprise you. If you don't keep your wits about you, you may like it, but then again, you may not. When you meet the juggler, just slow down and take a look at where you're going. You may be doing lots of things at the same time, and you may be very good at all of them. I'm a multi-talented goddess. I do everything that I do it masterfully, and it's not just egoic of me to speak in such things. It's finally me acknowledging the bestest that I am for me. And that might not be satisfying to everybody, but you know what? I'm not for everybody, but I am for me. And that in alignment with me to know that, to reign with such majestic, like, understanding, overstanding, right? Comprehending that. What? Everything that I love, that I do. Wonderful. Yeah. Okay. Right in that way, right? I dare say. And it's okay, right? But how much I'm not getting done because I'm all over the place. Because I'm so multifaceted and talented and I got so many ideas brimming and spinning and I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to juggling act. That shit don't get done like that, right? So I'm not exempt from this message right here about the juggling. Got so many damn to-do lists. Show me one completed to-do list or 100 to-do lists with highlights on every single one of them, and when all of them are all highlighted down, right? The ultimate to-do list that you actually motherfucking get done. Right? You may be doing a lot of things at the same time, and you may be very good at all of them. You are. If you are here, you are. You're good at everything you do. Everything you touch, Midas touch. You are here. Everything you touch, or the potential. And if you're here for some kind of fuck shit, you have the potential. Right? You may be doing lots of things at the same time, and you may be very good at all of them. But just be sure you can see where you're going with these projects. What? Perhaps you are balancing the attention of too many people at the same time, too many projects at the same time, too many things at the same time. If you scatter your thoughts and attentions wherever you go, you may end up running in circles and not giving anything or anyone the attention they deserve. Right? If you got tons of shit that you gotta take care of, Write down anywhere from 1 to 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Especially, right, to fix it. You want to fix your shit, right? Your big time goals. Clearly, write it down. 1, 2, 3. I didn't want to forget something. Right? 1, 2, 3. Major goals that you want to complete and then that you want to work on for the next 3 months. And then let's expand those 1, 2, 3s. Like writing down the details of those 1, 2, 3s. And start getting busy with those 1, 2, 3s. And then when you complete those 1, 2, 3s, move on to the next 1, 2, 3s, which would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Completing a cycle at this time. Right. You want to start giving attention to the specifics. And by doing that, you want to get specific. You are the magician. You have everything that you need. What is it that you want? What goal do you want to feel successful about? In 2021. So we're already in October, right? So I'm saying next 3 months, October, November, December. For these next 3 months, what, 1 goal or 3? Let's be reasonable here with ourselves. You have lives, you have jobs, you have children, you have, businesses, you have responsibilities and other things, life that you have to tend to too. Let's be real about these things. Now, what is your goal as the magician that you would like to have established for your 2021? What narrative will you design for yourself with clarity at this time? Because you have everything that you need. And if you cannot clearly state what your goal is, then let it be right now. Proclaim it out loud. I intend on being made clear with myself about what my goals are, right? And there's so many valuable resources and ways that you can connect with discovering what it is that you truly want to do. What's your favorite thing to do? What is your heart calling you to say, to do, to feel, to act upon? What leap of faith should you have? What pattern is showing itself to you from your past that is showing up in your present now that is not serving, that you shouldn't take personally, but now should take what you have learned and start acting in accordance to the behavior that needs to be enforced by you, right? What final advice? give to those that are tuning in at this time. They look beautiful. Let me see. You're going to show them here to the camera. Right, our final little insight, divine guidance, fairy help, wisdom, strength, encouragement, motivation, inspiration to receive. To those that are watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this was very helpful to you in some kind of way. Take the messages that resonate, the energy of it, and remind the experience of the examples given and set forth as the energies. Right? Let's not be picky about what's being shared, right? The returning. The returning. And the remembrance. And now we have the returning. What you can expect. Profound change. What you have now is a new perspective, understanding for your overstanding. What is the returning? Is it the end? Hardly. There is no end in fairy. Where has this fairy been? What has she seen and what has she brought back with her? A pearl of wisdom? A unicorn horn? What tales will she tell you? The paths you follow flow into each other, and an end of one path is the beginning of another, as you journey deeper into the heart of the realm. The returning is coming home. Coming back to a place that is no longer only where you started from, but somewhere much more profound. You can't return and expect things to have remained the same while you were away. Everything shifts and changes, moving on and metamorphosizing into something new. If you draw the returning, think about what it is that you really wish to change in your life. As you sit with the returning before you, visualize what would happen if you just walked out of the room for a moment and upon returning, found that your understanding of a present situation had changed in a profound way. What would it take to make that change happen? What could you do? How would you need to feel to shift your perspective? Sometimes by taking a moment to return to where you are now, you will be able to see the moment with greater clarity and insight, and the next step on your ongoing journey will become clearer as well. Maybe. No. No, I don't see my computer. One more. Thank you so much for meeting me here. I appreciate each and every one of you. This is your opportunity that if this message was beneficial to you in any way, to show some reciprocity in energetic exchange by liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. You can also find all the wonderful ways to connect with me in the description box below. You shall see. So make sure you're following both my YouTube pages. I am trying to grow my channels, and I need your help to do that. So, showing some love in every kind of way would be beneficial to both of us in every kind of way, because when you do such things, it makes me happy, one, and two, it also allows me to continue to do what I do as I do. It's a lot that we each contribute and do, and so, I'm just very thankful for all of you who do show your support in every kind of way, and for all the donations that even I receive on my website, and for all of those that find me either here on Instagram, on my Google business page, or directly on my website or Facebook, or however it is that you find of my services, whether it's, even just reference, like word of mouth and stuff like that, or all of that. However it is that we come into contact and communication, I am just absolutely grateful and thankful for all of it. And so I encourage you know, more of that kind of energy exchange. The hero. Okay, 5, 6, 7. The hero. Strength, courage, unconditional love. The hero is heroism as a feminine force, not how we usually think of the word. We can accept women as heroes, but we bestow male attributes on them to make them fit our idea of what is heroic. Courage to fight, wisdom to do the right thing, whatever it takes. And the drive to continue on against the odds. Now, just for a moment, think of love as a heroic force. Think of the love of a mother for her children. Now think on a larger scale. Think of the love for the earth. Think of love that lets us accept the differences in people and the beliefs around us. Think of love that is truly unconditional. That is heroism. That is the single thing that truly overcomes obstacles in our world and in Faerie. It isn't easy. It isn't always comfortable, and it certainly isn't always fun, but it is heroic. So if you draw this card, be a hero. Try practicing unconditional love, especially to yourself. Having unconditional compassion, too, for your journey, and knowing that you are unique, and you have every single tool that you need to meet and face every single challenge that you find yourself now in. Okay? You have the ability to rise. Okay? You are strong, magnificent, talented, unique. Okay, and the challenges that you might face at this time, it's because you are more than capable of rising to the occasion and overcoming any obstacle that stands in your way or tries to stand in your way, because you are in full command and in authentic truth with yourself. You're not going to find a secret formula to anything, because you are the secret formula to everything. Let's cut away all the bullshit, all the lies, all the distorted illusions, all the generational conditioning that has you believing that you are not capable of doing whatever it is that you secretly want to do. It's time to really be honest with you about what it is that you want and what it is that you seek, and the type of attention and acceptance that you desire. And start allowing yourself to be that very thing for you. The opening of you, the returning, the remembrance of everything that you are. You are the secret formula. You are the Krabby Patty formula. I'm all about self-love because it's key to everything. So I appreciate each and every one of you, and I invite you all to right now bring this to a close with me. Let's just stretch our arms up high. Cross our arms over. I have love, self-love for this heart. Squeeze. You can put one ear down on our shoulder like this. Then breathe. Beautiful. Put your other ear down on your shoulder like this. And take a deep breath in and breathe. And release. My heart. In love with my mind. In love with my heart. In love with my body. In love with my soul. Take a moment of your time to show yourself some love. Till we meet again, my friends. It was amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of it. And